As drivers, we tend to be very impatient. We get done with the load, we get empty, we want something else immediately. We don't like to sit. You ask your dispatch, got something else for me? No, just hang out, wait. Well, why does it take so long? Do they just not like you? Is it hard to find a load? What's going on? I got some emails, and they will be redacted so I don't show who the emails are from. But this will give you an insight into just how hard these dispatchers, planners, everybody works to find you a load. Just know if it's taking a while, you might be in an area that doesn't have good loads and they have to deal with a broker. There is a lot going on behind the scenes. It's absolutely amazing how much work the dispatchers, planners, permits department, if it's an oversized load, they really work their butts off to try to get something. And I'll show these emails. Now keep in mind they're highly redacted. I don't want to show any names. The only name that's going to be visible is mine. But this is between the broker, my dispatcher, the permits department, and there's somebody else on this email from the company. I'm not sure who they are. But it's a lot of back and forth to get the loads figured out, letting the broker know, okay, yeah, we'll take this load. This is going to be the driver. Letting our permits department know that, hey, this is going to be oversized. It's 12 foot wide. This is where it's going. This is how many deliveries are on it. This particular load, it was 2 pieces of equipment that were 12 feet wide. They were going up to North Dakota from Nebraska. And when I was given the load, I was in Colorado. Sometimes it's a pretty quick process to get a load and get everything figured out. Sometimes it takes a while. And it all depends on where you are. If there's contract freight in the area, it can go real quick. If the company's having to work through a broker and get a brokered load, it might take a little bit longer. But just know they are working on it. They are trying. And being involved in these emails to where I could see them, it was amazing to see just how much work actually goes into getting a load. I didn't know half of what was involved. And I'm sure there was a lot more emails about this load that I wasn't involved in. The only reason I was involved in these emails was so the broker would have my information as the driver. But that allowed me to see just how much work went into this from the company side. It was absolutely amazing to see. I had no clue. And some of these brokers, like the one for this load, it is a broker I've worked with a few times. I've never had a problem with them. They've always been good to me. And they don't really bother you. They just kind of leave you alone. They might check on the load a couple times. Now, there are some things as a driver you can do to help your company dispatch you better. Communicate. Give your ETAs when you think you're going to be empty. If you're running into any kind of delay or anything. These are things that will help your dispatcher plan you better once you are empty. If they have a good idea of, okay, my driver plans on being at this delivery and done by this time, sweet. Now they can start looking and figuring out a plan for you in advance. If you get delayed, then that allows them to work around that. If they already found a load, they can try to buy some time on it or get it covered with another driver. But you just have to communicate with your company and let them know what your plan is. They're not going to typically just babysit you looking at your ETA and everything, trying to figure that out on their own. You can really help them by giving them your times, letting them know what you're thinking. If you run into any kind of delays due to traffic, weather, whatever it is, just communicate. That'll help your company's dispatch, planners, whoever it is, plan you better and keep you moving a little bit better. Now, there are times where it's not going to matter. You're going to sit for 2, 3, 4 days simply because you're in an area where freight just sucks. And I've had that happen where I get completely stuck somewhere and it finally comes down to my dispatcher making a decision. You're going to deadhead about 700 miles. I don't have a load for you yet, but I can probably get something on contract freight if I deadhead you into this area. Freight is better. Okay, cool. Usually he has a load before I get where he wants me to relocate to, so that's just one of those things you have to work with and be kind of patient with, and understand that they are working their butts off to try to keep you planned and dispatched and moving. So the next time your dispatcher tells you, hey, I'm working on it, no, your dispatcher is actually working on it. They're not ignoring you. Well, I got these speed rowers, the 160s. Got the tires on the top step here, secured with some straps and an X. We are right at 12 foot wide with this load. Got a couple crates on it. One's here, one's under the other machine, but got a X chain going across. And same thing. There's an X chain across, and they're both pulling into each other. Since where the securement point is on these is under the machine, it is just easier to do it that way. And really the only way that you could do these